Welcome to the deal reveal. Let's go.
Don't wait for tomorrow. Live for today. Keep chasing the sunshine and go out and play.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to your deal reveal. I am your host, Kyle Doolan of JK Real Estate Partners, and I'm pretty excited today for a number of reasons. First and foremost, today we are going to bring on one of you, one of the community members who recently closed not one, but two deals in the last 2 weeks. And so, congratulations to Nancy, who's going to come up here. I'm going to find her in the chat here. There you are. Wonderful. On time, punctual as always. We're going to promote her, make sure she has access to speak and share her video. So we're going to hear from her experience, two deals in 2 weeks. And those are not the only two deals that she's done over the last year either. So she's going to come up. She's going to share a little bit about her experience. And we'll see what kind of golden nuggets we can extract from this brief interview, if you will, deal reveal. And also, another reason to get excited is that this weekend we did another epic bus tour here in Cleveland. Sold out, full house, full bus. It was epic. It was amazing. And we are welcoming a ton of new people to our community. It was truly the best yet. Every time we do the bus tour, it was always the best yet because, well, you're part of it. Your feedback helps us grow and move this in the right direction. Every single property on the tour either got an offer, got an accepted offer, or is in negotiation. So really, really amazing. Hello, hello. Bunch of people saying hello in the chat. Hi, Larry. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Guylaine. Robert, Martin. Yes, Guylaine says this weekend was amazing. Paulo says hello as well. Wonderful, wonderful. Nice to see you. Thank you for. I didn't even have to ask you to say hello, and here you are saying hello. I love it. We're a family now. So the Epic Bus Tour. This wasn't the group. Our group was much bigger than this. Unfortunately, the picture of the Cleveland sign, it was raining all weekend, and so we had to do it really, really quick, and the pictures are not out yet. So I will share with you as soon as those pictures come available. But give me just a second here. Oh, it's not this bus tour. I think this was our second bus tour before COVID. But someone from the Northwest Territories came down to Cleveland for her second bus tour. Her first bus tour was the first time we ever did a bus tour before COVID. And she came back, brought a bunch of her friends, her fellow investors, and we really had a great, great time. And they put in some offers. So really, really amazing across the board. If you missed this past weekend's bus tour, we're going to have another one. It is in August. All right. So if you want to RSVP for that, just send us an email and we will or say in the chat that you're interested and we'll send you the link. We'll let you know how it happens to join the next one in August. All right, but today let's focus on Nancy. Let's see how much we can extract from Nancy's experience because clearly Nancy is doing something right. She is able to find these deals, to take them down, to cash flow in a market where the numbers make sense, and two deals in 2 weeks. How does that happen? That's what I want to know. So Nancy, let's get you up here. Let's see if you can turn on your microphone and your camera. Let's see. There, the camera works. Let's test your audio.
Can you hear me?
I hear you. We hear you. Hello, Nancy. Welcome back to the Deal Reveal.
Thank you.
So, what's your secret, Nancy? How is it that you're able to close two deals in 2 weeks?
It's 1 week. It's close to in 1 week.
Oh, sorry. It's
Yeah.
sorry. Oh, 2 calendar weeks, right?
Yeah.
But we're
Yeah.
7 days. Okay. So how does that happen? How does Nancy from Canada able to do this? And yeah, tell us a little bit about your journey.
Yeah, so I've always had some sort of investment in Canada, in Ontario, and in Calgary. And then I started to think about the US. I just saw a lot of stuff on about the US, and then I found JK in I think August 2023, and then it was a last minute bus tour, so I went on that bus tour, and then that was great. And then in October, I think it was October, I joined the All You Can Learn. So that was really good. Listened to a lot of videos, and then got my first property in January. So
Oh,
that took a while to close that one, but I got it in January. So it took about 3 months for that. Yeah.
3 months. That was for your first deal.
Yeah. So my first, yeah. Yeah.
And how has it been from getting from 0 to 1 and now from 1 to where you are today? Tell us a little bit about how much it took to get that first one, and then maybe how much it took to get the rest.
Yeah. The first one was scary. It was, everything was a panic. I was in panic mode. So I felt like I needed to do every single thing right away, and I couldn't make any mistakes. And then things actually went a little bit sideways with that one because the person went into foreclosure. It was just learning after learning with that one. So then after that one, I did do a Deal Butler one last year as well. So that was another one. And then from to these two here, one was a Deal Butler again, but the other one was on market. And it was just a world of difference, knowing that there's people to support you, what to do, and that is not such a panic. Like everything isn't such a panic. I was like, I got to do this right now, but I didn't. So it made a big difference. And also this time around, I have lenders, so it's very different than paying cash. So that was another learning all of itself
It
this
is
time. Yeah.
100%. And what do you prefer now? Now that you're basically a handful in, what would you tell yourself before, if you could go back and talk to yourself before that first deal, what would you tell yourself?
Not to panic and to use the resources and also ask questions. People, like there are people that I chat with on Messenger, and then we have our weekly meeting, and just take care, use the resources more and
Mhm,
not panic. Like it was just initial initial panic. And yeah, and I would paying cash is a lot easier, but you have to
mhm,
have the cash. So, but it's a lot easier. You just DocuSign from your home, and that's it. You're done. But with a lender, there's a lot more involved. So, but I think you can scale more if you have a lender or if you got private lenders. So
like everything, pros and cons, right?
yeah.
But amazing, amazing. Thank you for sharing that tidbit. Are we able to talk a little bit about these two deals? A high level, why were they deals to you? What were you looking for? If you have some numbers, then great. Are you comfortable sharing a little bit about the deals?
Yeah. Yeah. So I actually do have a sheet somewhere, but it might be behind. Oh, here it is here. Sorry. I don't have my calculators open, but
No worries.
so for the Euclid, that was the Deal Butler one. And that one just closed. Oh, that one closed on Friday, last
Friday.
Friday.
Mhm,
So that one was 83,500 for a 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom, but it could be a 5 if if I wanted to change it. And
mhm,
it's a really cute house. It's I think it was one owner. So, and it was built in 1896 or something. So it's pretty old.
mhm,
Um, yeah, and then the renos are about 30K. They might be a little more, but around
mhm.
that one.
Any cash flow expected on this one?
There should be. It might not be the 500 I want to get, but there should be some cash flow, maybe 300. It depends on. I am thinking it won't be Section 8, but it's potentially Section 8.
I
But
was
still,
hoping.
I think
Oh,
that
go ahead.
the market rent might be more than Section 8.
Quite possibly. Right before the call, because I figured we were going to go in this direction, I actually looked, and we can share it right here. The zip code for your property in Euclid is 44117. And I looked on Section 8, a four-bedroom is pretty low for this zip code. But when you hit the five-bedroom, oh, maybe this becomes more palatable. But a cash-paying tenant, I think, would match these numbers on a four and a five-bedroom. So there is an
Yeah.
opportunity to get pretty close to the 2,000 a month on a five-bedroom here, I think.
Yeah. So then it would cash flow more
Hmm.
if it was that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the missing 200 is right there, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. I love it. How about discount? So two golden rules, right? Cash flow and discount. Any discount, any equity being purchased on this one.
I actually don't know what the current value is, but I know the ARV because we have the ARV letter.
Yeah, the ARV,
So,
because I mean, buying at a discount when you're planning to do a renovation is a little bit irrelevant.
yeah.
What is it going to be worth in 2 months once the renovations are done?
Yeah. So that was between 165 and 180. So,
Right.
yeah.
165 to 180. I really was surprised when we ran the comps on this. I was not expecting that high. So if it's 165 to 180, and how much are you in for? You said you bought it for about 85-ish after
Yeah.
closing costs, and then a 30K rehab, 30, maybe
Yeah.
35, we'll see. So that sounds like to me you're in it for 120 on a
Yeah.
property worth 165 to 180. That's a
Yeah.
solid discount. That could be a flip, it could be a burr, it could be just sit it in the bank and keep on, keep that equity protected in your real estate. Beautiful. Do we like that? Do we think this is a deal? Ladies and gentlemen in the room here, we got some cash flow on a single family in a suburb. We got some discount. There's lots of love in the room, Nancy. I think we like this one. Beautiful. All right. So that one's good. That one's golden. Also, luckily, I'll say, We Mind Renovations is basically taking on the job last minute. So I'm really happy that we are able to do that because the first couple of properties you had either didn't need a large renovation or there was other people handling it. But this time we got you covered. So you'll get to feel what it is to be held through the rehab experience with We Mind Renovation. So I'm really, really happy about that as well. Yeah, I put in a good word for you last minute.
Thank you.
Good, good. Okay, and how about the other one? The other one I have very little information on, so I'm curious to hear what other deal you cooked up.
Yeah. So this one is in Buckeye Shaker. It's like 3 streets over from my first property.
Gotcha.
And I purchased it for 65,000.
Hmm.
And the rehab is about 20,000.
Okay.
And then the ARV that I initially got was 108 to 120K. But
Hmm.
then for the lender, they did an appraisal and it came back at 135.
Oh,
So it
nice.
was in Buckeye Shaker. So
Yeah, I love it. And this was
yeah,
the pre-rehab appraisal, or yeah, I guess you just bought it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They gave a current. It was 70K is the
Sure.
current appraisal. So yeah,
And that's a single or a double?
no, it's a single.
A
It's a
single,
4 bedroom
four
or
bedroom.
5. I'm not really sure. It's a little bit strange. It says 5, but then they marketed it as 4. So I have to see it to really understand. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And what's the strategy for that one? Buckeye Shaker, that one's definitely a little bit rougher town.
yeah.
I'm happy it's a single, easier to manage in the rougher areas. So tell us a little bit what the strategy is and what type of rents are you expecting from this 65 plus 2025. So you're right around 90 all in for this one.
Yeah, so they would most likely be Section 8. And the rents, when I looked it up, I conservatively said 1,400. The other property I have is 1,400 and it's a 3 bedroom, 1 bathroom.
Yeah.
In a little more of a rough area, even though it's only 3 streets, because this one is right on Kinsman, I think, which is not that far from Shaker Heights.
Gotcha.
So it's not Shaker Heights, but
No, no, it is not, but we're not too far. So hopefully that urban sprawl is going to
yeah.
bleed over over the next decade or so. So all in for 90, rents at about 1,400 expected. That seems like a 1.5% rule right there. You know, when we say real estate, at least get the 1% rule. At least have your monthly rents be 1% of your total project cost. Here, your total project cost is 90,000. 1% would be 900 a month, and you're at 1,400, which is 1.5% very, very strong. There's no lender who's gonna there's cash flow here. That's what it means, and no lender is
Yep.
gonna say there isn't enough cash flow on this deal. So solid, solid. Buying at a discount. Again, another you're all in for 90. Looks like it's worth 130-ish. $40,000 acquired and cash flow. What else can we ask for? Do we like this one? Do we like this? I think we like this. I think this is amazing. Congratulations, Nancy. One
Thanks.
with the deal butler. How about maybe we play a little contrast on that? One with the deal butler, one without the deal butler. How much time did you put in when you dealt with the deal butler to get this deal done? How much of your time was involved for that particular deal?
I don't even know because it wasn't very much time. It was very little time.
Perfect. And that's kind of the point. And what
Yeah.
about the other one? You put in the efforts. You didn't have to pay me along the way, so that creates extra margin. And you got another great deal. How much time for that particular deal would you say?
That one, that I don't know how much time, but for the lending and everything, that was a lot of time. That was like probably 3 days straight because it was a last minute. But the rest of it, yeah, it was, getting the renovation quote, getting inspection, getting someone there before I even got it under contract. I had someone walk through just to make sure. So it was, and then doing all the due diligence and calculations, and yeah, it's a lot more than a deal butler.
Of course. And now that you're on the other side and you're comparing them one to one, is there one you prefer? And there's no wrong answer here. Just we're just chatting. What do you is there one you prefer, or do you like having them both going at the same time? Where where are you at now that you've bought a number of deals and now you did them both side by side?
Yeah, that was a little tough for me because that's two at the same time. So that it was a lot of work. And I also have a refinance at the same time that's been happening. So it's just been a lot with that. I don't know. I think they both have their pros and cons because the deal butler, you're very good at negotiating. So I know it's going to be a good deal.
Mhm.
And I've been looking in the lower areas for mine because they're lower price point. So yeah, it's just pros and cons of both.
Absolutely. And I will say a blanket statement to everybody listening here because they might be looking at their first deal and they're really, really excited to see those 50, 60, 70,000 deals. Well, do consider the area because it is a major part of your long-term investment is where you're investing. And sometimes, the deal Butler deal ended up being costing like 20, 25,000 more overall, but we're in a suburb in a much better location. But I think both deals have their merit, and I think they will both get you to where you want to go. But it's not just because it's the cheapest thing available in the U.S. that makes it a good deal. But we actually went to go see a property this weekend on the bus tour that they were selling for $8,000. It didn't have any windows. It didn't have any doors. It basically didn't have a roof, and I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole because in the area it was in, the amount of work that needed, etc. So it's not just purchase price that we want to be looking at, but those two golden rules. Let's never forget. And if we do sacrifice one golden rule because the other one is more important to us, that's fine, so long as we're investing consciously and we know what we're buying. So I think Nancy, you're doing beautifully, 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 beautifully. And so thank you again for taking the time. Any final words you'd like to share with the group on anything at all? Golden nuggets, words of wisdom. Don't do this, do that. Whatever's on your mind.
Well, again, I did the all you can learn, and I did it again for this time around. So having the resources and being able to ask questions and getting to know other people is very helpful.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's everything that you teach to to do. And like everybody says who listens to all the real estate people, just take action.
Mhm.
You just have to jump in, and even though it's hard, it is hard, the first one. So, but you have to remember that you're not, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And you don't have to buy something if it's not something that you want in the end. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah, and just you gave me a little flashback to our first year, to our first property that we bought, Janie and I, in 2016. February 2016 is when we bought our first property, and it was in Euclid, not too far from where your property's at. And we paid $9,000 for that property. And it was so hard to write that check. It was so freaking hard to do that first jump. $9,000 for a property. And we almost didn't. We almost, got scared out of it. But we didn't. We bought it. The second one was a little easier, the third one a little easier, and so on and so forth. So I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Nancy, for taking the time, sharing with the community a little bit about your journey. And I'm personally very excited to see you come back on the deal reveal again. Because now it's
Oh, me too.
been, is this your third time on the deal reveal now? I think it
No, my
is.
second. My
Just the
second.
second?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think we could have gotten you in, but I think yeah, we got too busy. But that's wonderful. Second time, third one coming soon. Thank you so much, Nancy. Appreciate
All right,
you
thank you.
and for you taking the time for our community. Have yourself a great evening. All
Thanks.
right. So, do we like that? Nancy, everyone, just like that, closing two more single families added to the portfolio. We're super proud of her. And if you'd like to see more of Nancy, well, definitely consider joining the All You Can Learn because she's there every Monday and Friday on our morning support and accountability call. Just a quick 15 minutes for our members. I personally am there, doing my morning walk, and we're setting our goals for the week. We're celebrating our victories, and every Monday and Friday. So tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., I'll be there. Nancy will be there, and we hope to see you there as well. So with that being said, that's the official end of our deal reveal for this evening. A ton of people joined in along the way. It's wonderful. Nice to see you all here. And although the bus tour is ended, and the next one is in August, and I think JK Team put the link for the next one in the chat. If that's of interest to you, by all means, we'd love to have you. First come, first serve. We have one bus to fill, and that is it. 25, basically 25 participants is our max. We don't want to overcrowd the house um, and the event venue. But with that being said, if um, if you have any questions about anything we do here at JK, or if there's a deal that you see on the deal reveal here that's of interest to you, it's as simple as sending us an email, info@jkrealestatepartners.com, and we will take it from there. Now, Nancy did mention that she's part of the All You Can Learn. She did mention how she followed the courses, she followed the blueprint to ultimately learn how to do this. And so, for those of you who have not yet attended the Epic Blueprint, well, this is a 3-day training where we teach you from zero to hero, right? We take you by the hand, even if you've never done a deal before, or if you have done a deal but maybe not in the US. Regardless, we take you from where you are to where you need to be to tackle these deals in the US. And our next Epic Blueprint, which is a live 3-day virtual training, will be at the beginning of June, the first week 3-day training, and it is just $100 for the training, okay? $100 for a full 3-day event, and this is what you'll learn by attending our Epic Blueprint. You're going to learn how to set up your legal entities so that you don't get double taxed, and you basically are lawsuit proof, bulletproof. We'll teach you where and how to find the deals, how to evaluate them, how to analyze them, how to finance them. We also give you contacts to finance your deals. We go in the legal aspect as well on how to draft contract. What wording do you want in your contracts to protect you and make sure your due diligence period is solid so that you can back out if it's not really a deal and you can move forward if it is. We teach you over 19 different ways to creatively profit from US real estate, either with no money down or with very little money down. We talked to you about how important it is to have professional property management so that you can remotely from Canada, from wherever you are in the world, have your investments managed. We teach you how to recycle your capital from deal to deal. In our first year, we bought 5 U.S. properties, a total of 7 doors, and we only had $39,000 on credit cards, and that's how we got started. So, how do you start from negative capital and start building cash flow and equity to set yourself up to win? We also analyze deals live during the training, and we show you that right now is the best time to get started in US real estate. So it's a full 3-day live virtual training, and we show you those 5 steps to get your first US property. It is June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. It is a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's the first time ever that we are doing it during the week. Usually it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we'll see how it plays out. We'll be there and we hope you'll be there. The value for this training is well over $3,000. How do I know? Because 10 years ago, Janie and I each paid $3,000 for our first real estate 3-day training. And what you're going to get over this weekend is so much more than just the basics. You're going to get everything you need to profit from US real estate. So the full 3-day training, that's over $3,000. Plus, we give a handful of bonuses for you. We will give you, included in the training, which I will remind you is $100, you are going to get the Ultimate Real Estate Calculator. Just that calculator is valued at $57. And I went ahead and recorded some tutorial videos to show you how to use it based on different scenarios. And you'll get to see how all of that plays out. So in addition to the calculator, we'll also give you the Quick Start Bootcamp, which is after the blueprint. There's a 5-week accountability program to make sure that you are taking action from the information given in the blueprint to make sure that you are finding deals and you are finding money. The two valves of a real estate business, that's what the Quick Start Bootcamp is all about. Just that quick start is over $100, and you get it as a bonus by attending the blueprint. We'll also give you a JK's roadmap to your first US property. That's another $57 of value. What is that? It's an interactive audiobook or ebook, and it shows you what we did in our first year, the obstacles we hit, but also the solutions to those obstacles. So when you jump into your first year, none of those are going to be obstacles for you. It's just going to be the map to get from where you are to where you want to go. So tremendous acceleration in the roadmap to your first US. It's basically your GPS, and it covers a lot of the lingo involved in US real estate as well. And lastly, the last bonus that we're going to throw in there is the 9 Powers of Real Estate training. Again, just that training is worth over $100, and it explains why real estate, more than stocks and bonds and gold and commodities and crypto. Why real estate? There are 9 powers to real estate, and it makes it so much more than just the cash flow. It makes it so much more than being able to buy at a discount. Like Nancy in those 2 deals bought basically $70,000 of equity. Boom, overnight. Plus, almost $1,000 of cash flow in the next couple of months once it's tenanted and optimized. And so those are just 2 of the 9 powers of real estate that make real estate so freaking amazing. So we are valued well over $3,500 here. And how much is it? $100. So if you scan the QR code on the screen right now, or JK team, if you can just post this link, and you already did, you're amazing. Thank you so much. You can just click on the link in the chat, and we will welcome you to the Epic Blueprint. We're very, very excited. So that's just a little under a month away, and $100. What is there to lose? Yeah, honestly. Thank you so much, Larry. I appreciate the comment in the chat there. So, a few words from people who have attended our blueprint in the past, and then we are off for the evening to go get our own deals.
Hi, my name is Mathis and I live in Toronto. I'm French and I've been in Canada since August 2019. I signed up last year in February or March 2023 with JK because I knew nothing about real estate, and I did a bit of investments in France but nothing in Canada, nothing in US. and I had to learn a lot. And I was looking for something that would teach me everything I needed to know, but I wanted to learn from people that were actually doing it. I didn't want to learn from people that had ideas or opinions. I wanted to learn from people with great successes and serious experience. So I did several fantastic trainings, but there are three that I really want to recommend. First, I did the Blueprint program, the live training in Florida in April of last year. And I took the VIP package, which was fantastic because I got to spend the time with the team for the entire time of the training, and I had unlimited access to Janie and Kyle and could ask all the questions I wanted. I also watched two other trainings, the Blueprint Expanding Program and What the Gurus Don't Tell You, two other phenomenal trainings that made me learn so much. Since then, since that first training in April 2023, I've been able to open my legal entities, keep on training, keep on learning. I acquired a first duplex end of October, a second one end of January. Both are cash flow positive, and yes, it's been an amazing journey. And well, I know I would have never been able to do that much within less than a year without working with them. And what made me two things made me want to sign up with them. A, they're phenomenal people. Two, they actually walk the talk and they know what they're talking about, and what they teach is what has helped them become successful. They might not be for everyone, but the only way to find out is just to talk to them, and it's been one of my best business decisions ever.
And what's really nice with Matisse is he actually just reached out 2 weeks ago to get back in. So he went in there, he acquired, he optimized, he refinanced, and he's ready to go again. So literally putting into practice what we teach during the blueprint. So congratulations, Matisse. We look forward to helping you take your next move here in the US. So now there's a decision to make, right? We've given you this blank check, and we are so excited to see what you write on that check, because it's either going to be your first cash flow check from that first rental property with positive cash flow and you're on your way to financial freedom, or it's going to be a totally different type of check, a reality check that, well, US real estate is not in your portfolio. That cash flow is not there, and we are not taking advantage of those 9 powers that we talked about. You get to decide what type of check you write for yourself, and I personally want to know what you're going to write on your check. So we hope to see you. If it's in Cleveland, that's wonderful in August. If it happens to be next month during our epic blueprint, well, that's fantastic as well. Either way, we want you to be part of the family, of the community, to get your US portfolio going. Speaking of the community, thousands of members strong, over $100 million of US real estate acquired. Congratulations, and we are well on our way to 10xing this with the recent advances in our community. We're pretty excited to hit the 1 billion of real estate within our community. Lastly, a few words from Amanda, one of our JK coaches, who was actually at the bus tour this weekend. So let's see what she has to say, because she was just like you, starting off, and now she's on the other side, and now she's actually a coach here with JK.
I would not have been able to do any of this without, Janie and Kyle and JK Real Estate Partners and the community and the support. Honestly, like, the education is top notch, so detailed and helpful, like step by step. Honestly, I'm very grateful to have found you guys last year and to be part of the community. It's been life-changing for sure.
What would you say is the one big takeaway? You're 1 year into this, well, 6 months of acquisitions, 1 year into the learning process. You're just, I hope, seeing this as the beginning of your journey with so much more opportunity ahead. But you're 1 year in. Well, some people are just thinking about starting their first week, their first month, but you're 1 year in with this. What is your advice for the people listening in?
Like, education for sure is important. Making sure you're setting yourself up for success, to know how to do this properly, safely, correctly, but take action. Like, just do it. Just make a move. Yes, it's a bit scary and you're worried about making a mistake and all these things, but just do it. Take action. Don't sit back. Just do it. At least one, just try it, kind of thing.
Just try it. I bet you can't just have one, like the Lay's potato chips, right? So again, the Epic Blueprint for $100. There was a time we sold this training for over $1,000. But we said, let's share the information with the world. Let's make sure that information and knowledge isn't what stops people from, achieving their dreams. And so for $100, it will never get any cheaper than this. Here it is. Scan the QR code, join the link. We look forward to seeing you in less than a month's time.